I'm Charles Kovess, Australasia's passion provocateur. Welcome to this week's episode of the Charles Kovess Show. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Rumble or listening via one of the many podcast platforms, this is episode 177. Today's big idea is to share with you the value of executive, personal, and business coaching, and to provoke you to consider the next steps in your learning and growing journey. I will show you why a 1% shift in your behaviour can sometimes double the results you are seeking in your life. I have been an executive coach for over 30 years, and I have crafted the unique process that I use in my coaching work. I call this process the self-awareness and passion quest. I have designed it to handle our biggest problems, challenges, and frustrations. Frustrations such as those experienced by high-level business executives, by highly qualified professionals, by dentists, by doctors, by lawyers, that deep in their soul, even though they're externally successful, even though you're externally successful, you're not truly happy much of the time. You have this feeling you're not getting where you want to get to. You don't have this sense of genuine personal mastery that you want. You've kicked many goals over the years. You have a great family. Perhaps you've been married like me on a number of occasions. Your finances are in great shape or under reasonable control. You might not be as healthy or as fit as you'd like, but you're not slowed down by too many physical ailments. And your spiritual life, well, that leaves a fair bit to be desired. After all, who has time for spirituality in the midst of business challenges and life challenges? These are deep, deep dilemmas, externally successful, internally not feeling how we want to feel. And your spouse, your kids, you might not be seeing enough of them. Or you don't have a partner about whom you feel passionate. Who's got time to find a new partner when you're working 60, 70 hours because you're committed to your work? But how do you find a partner? Are you working too hard doing work that you don't want to do? I'm not. I work 70 hours a week. I love what I do. It's a great way to live life, to love the work that you're doing. And then there's a challenge of leadership. The team you're leading is performing okay, but not at the level that you want them to be, whether that's in a legal practice, a dental practice, or you're a C-suite executive. Leadership these days is also a great challenge. What are the principles of leadership that guide your decision making? And on top of that, you wish you could contribute more to your community, to make a community contribution, but finding the time to do so is so hard. You're so exhausted. And then there's a question of, I talk about it a lot, the vision that you have of your compelling future. What's the vision that you have of what you're trying to create? How clear is that vision? Is that vision inspiring you? I reckon there is a way, a better way, to live this experience called life. And that's what this self-awareness and passion quest is all about. It's a way with new insights for you, new awareness to fulfill what's missing. A way to experience deep satisfaction on a day-by-day basis, not waiting for some time in the future when. This way essentially comprises 5 parts. You've heard me talk about it on this show for regular viewers and listeners, but I want to give a structure around my thinking for this coaching process, for the quest. The 5 parts are: 1, your level of self-awareness. Part 2, earning your living by pursuing your passions. Part 3, clarifying your personal philosophy. Part 4, adopting your leadership model. And part 5, removing the blocks in your subconscious mind. When you implement the way to harness the value of these 5 parts, every day is an enjoyable adventure. And you embrace this adventure regardless of the personal demands that are made on you. Gaining mastery over these 5 parts improves your leadership capabilities in all parts of your life, in your business, in your family, in your community. You are more discerning, you are less stressed, you are more effective. You learn the formula for stress through the process. You make better decisions in all aspects of your life. You are not stuck. You act with integrity. That gives you personal power and increased influence. So the people around you rarely ignore you or discount you. You have a sense of personal power. You make excellent value judgments in an elegant way without having to rethink things all the time. You know and you observe your values. And every time we make a decision, it's a value judgment. Are you choosing between health and wealth? Are you choosing between your family and excellence? Are you choosing between discipline and freedom? Are you choosing between the truth and preserving relationships? Are you choosing between integrity and security, or the illusion of security? These are all difficult value judgments. When you are in this state, when you are getting control of these 5 parts, you feel successful. And I remind you of my favourite definition of success from Earl Nightingale, that success is the progressive realisation of your worthy ideal. What is your worthy ideal? What is your ideal life? Why are you alive? Why are you on this planet? What are you meant to be doing? What contribution are you meant to be making? This quest, this way forward, is a unique process with my unique insights, with my unique perspectives, with my unique experience that no one else on the planet has had. And it helps you to identify and to take the transformational steps that will uniquely benefit you. It's uniquely experienced by you. And I want to remind you of how unique you are. If you have a moment, next time you're at the bathroom, look into the mirror and look into your eyes, one at a time, because you can't look at both eyes at the same time. Look deep into your eyes, because your eyes are the windows to your soul. Have a look. Who is that unique you? And as you're looking, ask yourself, what do you really believe about you? Do you believe you're smart? Do you believe you are sexy? Do you believe you're powerful? Do you believe you're intelligent? Do you believe you are lovable? Do you believe you are loving? How clear are you, in fact, about what you believe about you that you're looking at in the mirror? The 5 parts of the self-awareness and passion quest are the ways that you achieve these outcomes of living life on these terms. And I really want you to consider who would benefit from this process. So let me tell you a little bit about the 5 parts. First part is increasing your self-awareness. The second part is clarifying your true passions. The third part is clarifying your personal philosophy. The fourth part, clarifying your leadership principles. And the fifth part is identifying the blocks in your subconscious. Why I do this work is because I want to make a positive impact on you and on your whole network, on your connections, that will then make a positive impact on our planet. That's why I do this work. And passion, when more and more people are pursuing their passion, I think the world is going to be a better place. And because passion comes from your soul, it never wants to harm other people. I want to show the way for 1 million better bosses, because a lot of people aren't treated very well at work. And a lot of people's passion is killed at work because their bosses are not doing what needs to be done to inspire people to give what they're capable of giving. One of the things that great bosses do is give good coffee to their staff. Julie, wouldn't you agree? Yum. So these 5 parts, I don't want to make this show too long, but I'm going to go through these 5 parts and just explain some of the steps that I do to enable the people I work with to get the benefit of these 5 parts. The first part, in increasing your self-awareness, and you've heard me talk a lot about self-awareness in other programs. This is essential for personal mastery. And the way you raise your self-awareness is through 3 steps of analyzing the upsets in your life, analyzing the achievements in your life, and analyzing how your thinking works. The second part of the quest is to clarify your true passions. I've developed a unique process to clarify and discover your passions. I have developed a chart to chart your life from as far back as you can remember to discover the peaks and the troughs. And then to raise that awareness around, oh gosh, that's what really, really deeply impacts on my soul, because we're so caught up in the day-to-day life today. Who's got time to review to say, hey, where are our true soulful desires? And then we explore, well, what blocks you from pursuing your passion? How can I pursue my passion when I've got all these obligations? Your passions give you the roadmap for where you want to journey. My definition of passion is that it's a source of unlimited energy from your soul, your spirit, your heart, that enables you to produce extraordinary results. Because most people aren't passionate. If you're passionate, if you can unleash your passion, you become extraordinary. One of the key tests for your passion is for what you have almost unlimited energy. What engages you in a deep, deep way? Reflect on that. Another big question is, for what would you sacrifice your life? That's a clue to your passion. I'm very clear. I would sacrifice my life for my children. I would sacrifice my life, and I am, in a fight for freedom. What would you sacrifice your life for? What matters so much for you that you would sacrifice your life? These are important questions. They liberate the true you. The third part is to clarify your personal philosophy. Sounds very highfalutin. It's not. In the quest, we talk about what is philosophy, how to clarify your philosophy, how to use your personal philosophy. When you clarify this personal philosophy, you act with increased personal power and with integrity. And integrity is a remarkable resource that each one of us has when we act consistently with our deeply held convictions. A building with integrity stands for centuries. A tree with integrity can stand for centuries. Philosophy does not need complexity. The real question is, in your own philosophy, what's good versus bad? What's right versus wrong? Understanding that and clarifying that helps you make better decisions. Many times we think something's really bad and it proves to be the best thing that's ever happened to us in life. Having a philosophy around the experiences we have in life enables us to embrace the adventure of each day. Problems that you have are opportunities for you to grow. And in the challenging times we've been in for the last 3 years, with people having different views, one of the skills that we need to develop is, how do you handle reactions to your ideas that are contrary to your ideas, or violent reactions to your ideas? How do we maintain relationships but yet speak our truth? And that's where the value judgment comes in between speaking truth and maintaining relationships. Do you shut up to maintain the peace? Tough question. The fourth part is your leadership philosophy. There's a vast range of leadership systems, processes, models, over 1,000 published models of leadership. You need to craft your own style, and I help you on that journey to craft your own style. I help you to apply your style to daily decision making. And then this makes you as a leader consistent, effective, and powerful. And power is much better than force. You don't impose, you inspire, you provoke, you engage the people whom you lead. The fifth and final part is to understand the blocks that can occur in your amazing subconscious mind. We've talked about the conscious subconscious mind in previous shows. It's an important distinction to understand your conscious mind, your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind sabotages you. We learn techniques to reprogram your subconscious mind. When you do that, you can harness the power of your subconscious mind to achieve the outcomes that you want. When you harness new power, new possibilities arise for you in your life. What you thought was not possible becomes possible. Understanding how the subconscious mind can sabotage you enables you to recognize the sabotage and then push back against it. Your subconscious mind is very powerful. It can handle 40,000 ideas at the same time, whereas your conscious mind can only handle about 7, between 5 and 9, the experts say. So who is actually in charge? So reprogramming your subconscious mind leads to new possibilities. I teach you how to do that. A summary of these 5 parts that coming on the quest gives to you is you have greater self-awareness. You are clear on your true passions. You embrace your clear personal philosophy. You embrace your consistent leadership philosophy. And you harness the power of your subconscious mind. And the rewards for going on this quest, you are transformed. You live a self-aware and passionate life, a life that delivers ongoing feelings of success and rejuvenated relationships, a business career that is fulfilling and successful. When your team members are behaving and acting and being just as you know they can be and you want them to be. I have done this work over the last 30 plus years with a string of professionals, with C-suite level executives, with younger people. It works. It gets results. People transform their lives when they embrace the principles that we discover, the insights for each unique person, because they're not the same for everybody. So you too can choose this new way, or someone whom you lead, or you might bring this opportunity to someone whom you know who would benefit from this journey. I invite you to come on this quest. The quest is a one-on-one executive coaching program. And the focus is to gain greater clarity, because clarity leads to power, is to identify your strengths and the blockages in your life. Finding the 1% changes in behavior, in attitudes, in thinking that can double your results. And developing and implementing the strategies to implement these new ideas, these new insights, this new clarity, these new possibilities. Why does a 1% improvement sometimes lead to doubling your results? Well, I'll give you 2 examples. The Melbourne Cup horse race and the US Masters golf. In both cases, it's less than a 1% difference in the time of the run or the score in golf that doubles your income. In life, there is so many examples of it. A 1% shift in behavior, making one phone call, can transform your life. One phone call that you were scared of making in the past can transform your life. There are so many 1%ers, but for each one of us, it's a unique 1%. And finding that 1% is the great challenge. That's why world's top golfers have coaches. That's why I'm inviting you to be coached by me, to work with me. Identifying that slight improvement is what all these golfers are looking to find. And when it clicks with the right coach, magic happens. So this quest involves working one-on-one with me over 5 sessions. It is a one-on-one conversation. It's not a group exercise. I deal with the people one-on-one whom I coach. It's fun. It's not scary. It's not cheap. It's guaranteed to generate amazing value in each person's life who comes on this quest. I find that 5 sessions over weekly or fortnightly enable us to go deep to identify. And sometimes that identification process can be very quick. This is not a turgid, boring process that you go through. This is based on over 50 years of business experience, over 70 years of life experience. Recognizing new ideas and hidden blocks can happen quickly. It can happen in the first session. And then implementing the insights takes a bit of repetition, a bit of work. That's why it's 5 sessions. The quest is unique. It's been crafted by me. It works. It's designed to help you live life on your terms. It's designed to help you be successful without sacrificing love, your passions, joy on a day-to-day basis, happiness, childlike excitement when you wake up every day, and minimal fear, not living life driven by fear. The quest is designed for C-suite executives. It could be fantastic for chairmen who want their leaders to be developed in ways so that the succession program for an organization works, for dentists, for accountants, for lawyers, for other professionals. It's for such people who want to grow professionally doing work that they love, to serve their colleagues, clients, and communities, and to have fulfilling and wonderful family and friends, to have great relationships whilst living their best lives, while living your best life. Come on the quest. Contact me. Send me an email, charles@covest.com. Visit the website, charlescovest.com. I guarantee you won't regret coming on this journey. It is enjoyable. It is satisfying. It's a great return on investment. And if you send me an email, we'll set up a time for a conversation to make sure that this quest is for you. So that's a little bit longer than normal, but I really want you to understand what the quest is about, why I do it, and why it might be right for you or someone whom you know. It transforms people's lives. So here's some resources to help you think about this. I'll go through these reasonably quickly. The song this week is by John Denver, Looking for Space. And it's very relevant, of course, with the quest, because the chorus goes, and I'm looking for space and to find out who I am, and I'm looking to know and understand. It's a sweet, sweet dream. Sometimes I'm almost there. There's this great line, sometimes I fly like an eagle and sometimes I'm deep in despair. And then another chorus goes, when you're looking for space and to find out who you are, when you're looking to try and reach the stars, it's a sweet, sweet, sweet dream. Beautiful, beautiful lyrics of this journey that each one of us is on. Now, John Denver dedicated that song to Werner Erhard, who developed the Erhard Systems Training, EST, famous training through the 70s and 80s, EST. And so my book this week is the Book of EST, written by Luke Reinhardt on the work of Werner Erhard. Brilliant, brilliant book. I love it. I've talked about it before, but it's duly discovered that this song I love by John Denver was dedicated to Werner Erhard. My health tip is to focus your eating on alkaline foods, not acidic foods. The game of life, cancer cannot thrive in an alkaline environment. So please be aware of what is alkaline food, what is acidic food. My spiritual tip is to meditate on what is your worthy ideal. I talked about success being the progressive realization of your worthy ideal. Well, what is your worthy ideal? Come on the quest, we'll help discover it. But in the meantime, spend time meditating on what the purpose of this life is that you are living. My quote is by Helen Keller. Your success and happiness lie in you. Resolve to keep happy, and your joy and you shall form an invincible host against difficulties. Isn't that beautiful? Your success and happiness lie in you. Resolve to keep happy, and your joy and you shall form an invincible host against difficulties. And my spot of humor is from the wonderful Isaac Asimov. And at these challenging times in life, difficulties in the world, Israel, China, US, all sorts of challenging times, Ukraine, this spot of humor, a Jewish spot of humor, made me laugh. Jones had ordered a suit from a neighborhood tailor who'd been highly recommended to him, but considerable time had passed, and the suit had not yet been delivered. In rather a passion, Jones stepped into the tailor's shop to have it out. He said, "Look here, Mr. Levy, you promised to let me have the suit in 2 weeks, and 4 weeks have already passed." I'm working, said Mr. Levy. The suit is hanging right there. It's almost finished. Almost finished? But why does it take you so long, Mr. Levy? The good Lord made the whole world in only 6 days. Mr. Levy put down his needle, stood up and said, "Come here, mister. I want you should feel the material on this suit I'm making for you, okay? Now, I want you should come to the window and take a look at this phooey world." Love it, love it, love it. All right, time has marched on. Haven't got time to go to review the week. Listen to my show on TNT Radio at tntradio.live. One comment that I will make on the challenges of our world at the moment is to live your life locally how you would like the world to be run. And that means what you do locally can ripple out to the rest of the world. If millions of us are doing it locally, it will ripple out to enable us to have the world that we want to be in existence. If you're new to the show, stick around for the last part where I go through the foundational principles of the show and some further background about me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye. And now, for viewers and listeners who want to know more about my background and what else I do with my life, as well as the foundational principles of the show, here we are. Since 1993, when I left my legal career, a career that I love, to become Australasia's passion provocateur, I have inspired and provoked and educated and motivated people all over the world to discover and pursue their passion. I have helped people via the books that I've written, via speeches at conferences, via in-depth team building programs, workshops over 1, 2 or 3 days, or over 3 months, 6 months. And I've coached people of all ages, one-on-one, from small, medium and large enterprises, government enterprises, helping them to identify the often tiny changes that can make a massive difference. One of my core principles is that freedom is what makes us truly human. That's why one of the greatest threats that government imposes on you to force you to observe its laws is the threat of imprisonment, the loss of your freedom. Just think about that. Government says if you don't behave yourself, we're going to put you in jail. No, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to lose my freedom. That's a reminder to you of why freedom is so important. Without freedom, you and I are not much different to animals. If you were locked up in a cage for the rest of your life, how different would you be to an animal? This commitment to fighting for freedoms for all people is carried out by me primarily through 5 channels. Number 1, preserving the freedom to pursue your passion. Number 2, inspiring you to be able to be free through excellent health. Number 3, helping preserve freedom throughout the world through the expansion of industrial hemp, a magnificent agricultural crop, an almost miraculous crop that enables every community to thrive independently of government. In this way, the power of government to take away freedom is minimized. Number 4, fighting for freedom through legal strategies. So I do work as a legal strategy consultant, as an interface between clients and their lawyers. And number 5, as chairman of the Australian Institute of Comedy and as a board member of the Australian Cartoon Museum, fighting for the freedom of thought and speech through uncensored comedy and humour, through avoiding political correctness in the comedic space. When you block freedom of speech, freedom of thought, that's the beginning of the end of your freedoms. The foundational principles for the Charles Covess Show are founded on the formula SA plus P equals S. Your self-awareness added to your passion will guarantee that you are successful. And the best definition of success I have found in life is that success is the progressive realization of your worthy ideals. The progressive realization of your worthy ideals. This show is also guided by Socrates' famous principle and quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living." You can see I'm wearing my red jacket. I wear my red jacket for all my shows. Red is the colour of passion, so that when you see me on the YouTube version, it reminds you that when you see red in your life, you ask yourself the question, am I pursuing my passion? What am I passionate about? Am I still passionate about that? What might I newly be passionate about? Each week I explore one big idea that can change your life. And it's just one big idea because there's a chance you will remember it. If I give you too many ideas, then we get confused and we don't do anything. Clarity leads to power. Confusion kills passion. Each week I share simple and practical resources that you've heard me describe in the earlier part of the show. A spiritual tip, a health tip, lyrics of a song, a book, a quote, and of course humour. This show is not politically correct. I have no intention of being politically correct. And I love certain addictions, including my addiction to great coffee, my addiction to exercise, my addiction to reading, and my addiction to certain other unmentionable in public type behaviours. Who would know what they are? This show definitely subscribes to the view that we have a spiritual life. So if you don't like discussion of spirituality, this show is not for you. I promise you that I don't include anything in this show that I don't consider to be true and that I have not found to be useful in the work that I've done over the past 28 years, but also over the past 50 years in business, as a lawyer, as a consultant advisor. I only want to share stuff with you that is of value to you. Finally, if you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to contact me at charles@covess.com. Again, thanks for watching and listening to my show. Bye.